Everybody loves Italy. Come with us on a tour of a lifetime. Perillo Tours. You ever heard that? You ever thought of coming to Rome? Let us guide you. Perillo.
All right, what's going on, folks? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of the Bordello. It's the music.
Music starts to wind down while you say that announcement.
There's a Calabrian guy whose voice is faded out right now. Yes, I appreciate you letting me use the studio, Cris Italia. You're back on the show. It's been over a year.
We're not really using the studio. We're using your equipment in the studio is completely built out.
We're using the space. We're using the space.
I don't understand this.
Here's the thing. So I'm doing you a favor. Like you think the problem with you is you're
making this more complicated as usual. It's your MO.
No, I'm helping you out, and I'll tell you why. Because you the problem is you the way you view. You don't understand how people think now. You don't understand how young adults are. You think that because you pay people,
they're all dysfunctional.
Well, you don't you think that because you pay someone a wage, they could be at your beck and call, and you could call them anytime. And it's 11 o'clock at night right now, and you think you could just call up a producer and be like, "Take your slippers off, wax your balls, get back to the studio right now.
Yes.
We're recording something." And I know that they would do that, but I know they would then resent me and say, "Who the fuck is this kid we've never heard of?"
How would they resent you? They're getting paid.
Well, they would resent me a little bit. They would definitely resent you.
I think they love their job.
I'm sure they do during regular hours.
They love being
expect.
around creative people such as yourself.
Well, what they like is being told Tim Dillon wants to come record a pod right now. Can you come? And then they'll do it happily.
And what's wrong with Sam Adamo wants to record a pod?
No one knows who I am.
Yet.
No. Well.
Yet.
Sure.
But I also beg to differ because I know who you are.
And
I'm a somebody.
Look, I didn't want to wait until I didn't want to deliberate till tomorrow. There's a lot of stuff on the brain.
Really needs this had to get out today.
I'm bursting.
I mean, like, if it wasn't out today, it would have been just a failure.
Yes,
in so many proportions.
Because I wanted to record it, and we were in the other room. We
could have recorded at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and would have been out the same day.
No.
What time is this going out?
It's going out overnight.
Like what time?
When people are gonna be driving to work listening to this tomorrow.
Does it premiere?
It's premiered. Yeah.
Drive time radio
in the wee hours. Yeah, it's prime time. Yeah. Drive time radio.
Now I'm buying in. Good.
So, and the reason it also had to be now is because I was gonna go solo, and we could have done this another time. I'm here for a week.
See you solo. Come on.
Well, you may be right. The numbers are very humble, but the people that the people that do tune in have been tuning in to see me solo, which befalls even me. But you gotta
break things up. So you solo is great, but you gotta break it up a little bit.
Yeah, we're due a couple guest appearances. That's why this interlude in New York will be good. So, but again, we're here. I'm here for a week. We could have done this another day, but we had to do it now because
why such a short stay?
You
don't like hanging out with your friend Chris?
I would have extended, but then I got in yesterday, and you told me, hey, since you're here and you're gonna be staying with me, you got to pick up my dog shit. And I said, I'm not staying a second longer than I need to. I'm gonna pick up your
friendly gesture.
I'm gonna pick up your blind pug's shit.
You could have said no.
Your Helen Keller dog that you said is going deaf. Which, by the way, I asked your wife, is the dog going deaf? She didn't really know. I guess we're all kind of going deaf.
She doesn't know anything.
We're all going deaf, so I guess she technically is going deaf.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so the reason it had to be now is because I was going to go solo, and we were talking in the other room about Raspadori and Scamacca and Retegui, and you were on fire, and I said, we got to go right now. You're going to give yourself another ulcer right now.
This guy.
Like, you're hot right now. We got to talk right now while you're feeling the juice. Otherwise, it's going to be too forced. By the way, before we do get into, like, any Calcio talk, which I know you love.
A word from our sponsor?
A word from our sponsors over at the American Kennel Club. How about that Vito the Pug?
Fucking A, man. Vito the Pug.
I mean, I didn't know who he was until you pointed him out to me.
One for us because it's Italian, obviously.
Yeah.
Two.
It'd be really fucked up. I hope it's an Italian guy who owns Vito the Pug.
I'm a pug lover.
Yeah.
And I got two at home. Hey.
Right.
I mean, I watched that fucking show just for the pug.
I hope to God. Well, by the way, first of all, when you watch the pug, it is fun because the pug is a mouth breather. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
The pug is not. Yeah. A pug breathes like you breathe in real life. That's just you breathing the way you normally
That's
breathe.
why we get along.
Right. Yeah, you're not even exaggerating. You're just breathing close to real
Well,
life.
I'm not a mouth breather. That's coming from my nose.
Well, so when I say the pug's a mouth breather, by the way, you don't have clasps on. I'm listening. You got it. It's enough. People got it. It's like the opposite of whatever ASMR is. What you're doing
That's
right
how
now.
I talk to my dog.
Okay. Well,
I say things to her,
so
and she responds. She goes,
right. So that's how dogs. That's how dogs of the pug breed breathe.
They kind of talk.
So that's how
they talk.
But that's what's funny about.
That's how they talk.
That's what's funny about Vito the pug doing the American Kennel Club show thing.
Brilliant.
Is he has to get pulled up, so he's walking around in poodle posture, and he's being made to tighten. He's mewing.
You know what?
He's mewing. He's
That's
being made
how-
to tighten his neck
That's how
muscles.
loyal those dogs are. Is that they won't
Right.
snap even if you do that.
So the thing
Loyalty.
about and I hope to God that it's an Italian guy that owns him, because if it's not, that's
Doesn't
fucked
matter.
up.
He's an Italian dog. His name's Vito.
I don't know about that.
I mean, is there a Vito that's not Italian?
I mean, no, but they're.
Have you ever met a Vito that's not Italian?
But there's a world that no, but there's a world. Well, I'm sure there's some guy in Venezuela maybe that's
No,
that's a V.
come
But
on.
but if it's a Puerto Rican or
Everybody knows it's an Italian pug.
if it's a wasp that has a dog named Vito,
Best in show.
that's gonna
Vito
fuck.
the pug.
Did he win Best in Show?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the whole thing. It was the first time in the history of that show, of that Kennel Club tournament, whatever it is,
That an Italian won.
that an Italian pug won.
We got an Italian American
It's
Kennel
a
Club
phenomenon.
bro. We got an Italian Best in Show
How
dog.
that guy hasn't scored a TV deal yet, I have no idea.
Yeah, honestly, he's about as talented as Lil Mo Mozzarella.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Sure.
Without
a doubt.
this is the same thing. I would actually watch the American Kennel Club if we could get Lil Mo Mozzarella on a leash.
I saw Little Mo the other day.
That would be fun.
Stop by.
What did he say?
No, you know what was the weirdest thing about the guy?
What?
He literally knows everyone from my past.
Sure.
And he dialed them up on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, look who I know. And I'm like, I don't really want to talk to these people.
Yeah.
I mean, they're from my past
Yeah.
for a reason.
Right. We're on.
I mean, literally contacting his entire phone book.
Yeah.
And they're all people I knew. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to these people right now.
No. I moved beyond that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to him.
But he wanted to prove to me that we were connected.
Sure. Yeah.
I said, listen, you know.
I don't really talk to those people anymore. I have important contacts now, like Sam Adamo.
He's visited the place way more than any of those people have. So.
Okay. Well, so yeah, no, I hope it's an Italian owner. We got an Italian Best in Show dog
Don't
before
you
we
fret.
before we got an Italian president. We got an
Not
Italian.
an Italian president. That'll never happen.
You don't think so?
No, come on.
You wouldn't run.
Well, I definitely wouldn't run.
You strike me as more of a congressman.
No,
I can see
That's
you running.
even worse.
I can see you running for Congress in
No,
Queens.
it's pointless.
Well, no. What I would want for you to do is I would want you to run for Congress and rant about the IRS like you were doing in the car this morning, talking about how they're the real mob. They shake you down. And I said, yeah, I'll bet. And you said, you got to get lawyers at $1,000 an hour. You're fucked. And I said, or you got to get Bo Dietl, being tongue in cheek. And you're like, yeah, we literally did get Bo Dietl in.
That's right. He's an advisor.
As a special advisor.
He's a special advisor. He steered us in the right place.
Now, let me ask you a question. When you get Bo Dietl, like this may be a little bit of inside baseball, reveal as much or as little as you're comfortable with. But when you call Bo Dietl and ask him to do a diagnosis of your legal situation, how does that look? Does he sit down and say, I imagine it goes something like this.
For about 5 minutes and then tells you who to talk to.
I imagine he opens with, listen, these people are full of shit. That's how I imagine he opens.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
He's pretty professional about it.
Okay, what does that mean? No F-bombs, no shit bombs?
I don't think there was any curse words.
Okay. Bo, keep it professional.
And also, he was quick to the point. He doesn't ask for anything. It's usually just... See, the reason why he can move about New York City is because he has these conversations every day.
Sure.
And everyone owes him something.
Right.
But he never takes it. Understand?
Yeah, right.
You just return the favor in hospitality. Whenever he comes around, whenever he, needs tickets to something, whatever. It's just this thing. Everyone takes care of Bo.
Yeah. I just want to go to Rouse once.
I mean, you can go to Rouse with Bo.
You think I could?
Yeah, why not? You're Italian.
And Bo, wants to be Italian, so that gets me in?
He is half Italian.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
That's got to suck for him. Because he's like, the way he talks and acts, he acts like the most Italian New York guy ever,
Trust
but you
me.
wouldn't think it
Trust
based
me,
on his name.
Nothing about his life sucks.
Okay.
He's got a great life. He loves it.
Well,
and he loves being Bo.
No, you know, it'd be fun. We got to get Vito to rouse. We got to get Vito the pug. Vito the
They
pug.
don't allow animals.
They don't allow.
No, he might become part of their chicken parmesan.
He's best in show.
Yeah, but he's Chinese descent.
Sure.
So the reversal role becomes
he
becomes chop suey for them.
I need to know who owns Vito, because if it's like again,
It's
a
an
wasp,
Italian guy from North Carolina.
okay. If it was a wasp, just
He was on the show.
Okay, I believe you. But can you imagine how infuriating it would be if it was like a waspy guy who had a dog and he was like, "Hi, this is Vito. I named my dog
just like I named my
after
dog,
the gay guy."
Just
in the
like I
Sopranos."
named my dog Peppino. This guy named his dog Vito.
It just feels kind of weird to have an Italian dog owned by a non-Italian person on a leash. It feels very slave-like.
Agreed, but it
would feel.
It definitely wasn't all.
Yeah,
all in sync. Everything was.
That's Italian dog. For
everything
my
checked out.
Okay.
I mean,
excellent.
Not a lot of times in North Carolina, but whatever.
So I've enjoyed my first 24 hours here since I've returned.
Been sleeping half the time.
Well, yeah, I conked out last night from 11. I woke up at like 10 in the morning. I think you got a gas leak in your basement, so I think I sleep very deeply. It's good. No, it's good.
With the hissing?
No, I don't know. It just
it's the gas. It's the heat. That's
how
all heaters in New York City sound.
Well, I feel like yeah. Well, it's the second time I've slept in a basement in Queens, and both times I get
that sound in my apartment.
I thought there was a gas leak, and I thought, hey, whatever helps. I slept really well. So
if you die, you die. What are you gonna do?
You die, you die. Yeah, you die in your sleep like a man, right? So I like today. I was telling you, like it's been really humbling to walk around and feel the presence of just Trump voters around you, like because in Canada there's no patriotism. Like where I'm from in Montreal. Nobody's really proud to be Canadian. Like even me, I kind of am.
Proud to be Quebecers.
You know what? Yeah. Like I leave Canada and I'm a proud
Canadian.
Like I'm proud to be Canadian when I leave. But
I know a lot of proud French Canadians.
Sure. Well, I'm not a French Canadian, but I'm proud to be from Quebec. When I leave Montreal and I go to other parts of Canada, I'm like, oh, this is your fucking city. This is ours is way better. It feels. There's something, I don't know. I have a superiority complex being from Montreal. It feels like a better, more global city. I hear people from Toronto speak, and I go, "Oh, you're very simple." I don't know why. I just become a cunt when I leave Quebec. But
because you're entitled.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Like I've done shows.
Entitled Gen Z generation.
Maybe, but I've done shows in like Hamilton where I've kind of made fun of them. Like this is your fucking city, and I was told after, yeah, that's very typical of someone from Montreal. Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's like I mean Hamilton's kind of like Canada's Buffalo maybe. So it's like if you're from New York, you're gonna go to Buffalo and be like
Toronto was Canada's Buffalo.
No. I mean there's a lot of Bills fans there, but no, Toronto is kind of I would say is. I mean I guess
don't say it.
It's not New York.
Don't say it.
Oh, I'm not. I think Montreal is kind of Canada's New York.
Maybe Toronto's Chicago. I'll give them that.
I don't fucking know. L.A. Christ,
the second city.
I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of people. I'm supposed to say that Toronto is Canada's answer to New York because it's where the stock market is and shit.
Say that.
Some people do. Yeah, most people in Toronto.
I think culturally we're closer to Montreal.
Well, I would agree. That's kind of what I'm saying. I don't even know if there's an apt comparison to Toronto. It's kind of its own thing. Maybe. But the thing is, Toronto.
Because you have ethnic neighborhoods in Toronto.
Yeah, but Toronto's way more industrialized than Montreal is. So in that regard, it's way more like New York.
Chicago has those pockets as well.
Right.
So there's only 3 or 4 cities that have melting pots in the U.S., I believe.
There are a lot of,
2 of those cities are New York and Chicago.
Mm-hmm. What's the other one?
Boston.
Yeah.
And then maybe Philly, maybe Miami, but I would say it's mostly New York and Chicago.
But look, so all to say, like, so Montreal don't have a ton of patriotism. Like there aren't a lot of people in Montreal.
The guy who did that poem that time on the shore.
What? The poem?
The guy who did the poem, the Canadian poem.
What are you talking about?
He was a Canadian poet who went viral.
When?
Had to be a few years back.
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't.
He was like sitting on a beach or standing on a beach, and you started talking about how great Canada is.
I think Canada is great. I do love Canada, but the thing is, there isn't a ton of like pervasive patriotism where I'm from. Like there hasn't been.
That's because you're from Laval. A bunch of
I'm not from Laval. I rip on Laval all the time. People from Laval don't claim me. They think I'm too much of a poof for their.
I think they think you're too much of a terrorist. You look like a terrorist.
It's this thing you do now because the U.S. border guys gave me trouble once because I was coming to the U.S. for 6 weeks.
Most people I introduce them to agree with me.
Well, I'm very ethnically ambiguous. Like I do.
No. You look like a terrorist.
I'm ethnically ambiguous.
There's no ambiguity about it. You lean terrorist. That's what you do.
You have darker hair than I do.
I told you who you look like.
You said Saeed Ben Rama.
That's right.
It's not accurate. It's not accurate.
You're almost a spitting image of Saeed Ben
That's
Rama.
not accurate.
Take a look.
I have a very Italian nose.
Take
I
a
have
look.
what Alexis Guerrero calls a Tuscan nose. A very Tuscan nose.
A Tuscan nose.
Yeah, we could overlay Saeed Ben Rama. You don't have to look him up, or we probably won't because I don't like how he looks. But look, so like
you know I'm right,
dude. Look, just. So it's often been like Italy first. If you ask most people in Montreal who are Italian, what are you? They'll say Italian. They won't say Canadian. And there isn't a ton of pride. I think that's how we got Trudeau. I don't think there's, I think with Pierre Poilievre, who's like running for, he's going to be running to oust him probably in a year when the next election is likely going to be at the latest.
That doesn't look like our friend Sam over here.
Stay on topic. This
guy's from Algeria.
It's not the
terrorist.
He's not even Algerian.
Well-known country for terrorism.
He's Tunisian.
He's actually Algerian.
Or Moroccan. I don't even know. Look, so it's been cool to be around Trump voters. Like I walk past them, and I know there's not a ton here in New York, but I know they're here. Like I walk past it, and it's humbling. You know what I mean? It's humbling, and
what's so humbling?
It's just to know there's people that are fucking America first here. Like, because I just don't have that. Where I'm
Over
from.
half the country voted for him.
Yeah, I know.
So how's it humbling? It's clearly the majority.
Yeah, no, it's just humbling for me as a person who comes from a place that would like for us to maybe be a little more, proud to be Canadian. I think there are a lot of people in Canada that would just love to become the 51st state.
No. They're not proud to be American. They're proud to be Trump's America.
Sure.
There's a difference.
Well, sure. Yeah. But
they weren't proud of the last 4 years.
Maybe so. But they give a shit, which is...
if shit don't turn over soon, we're leaving this country.
Oh, yeah, well, to go where?
Trump.
To go where?
Canada, that's exactly where they're going.
No.
They'll go to Calgary, and they'll hang out with all those shit kickers
They're going to have a fucking tough time coming to Canada.
All the shit kickers in Calgary, man. They'll be accepted.
I've never been. I've never been to Calgary.
Calgary is basically Trump America.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, those people are proud to be Canadian, but I've never interfaced with them.
That's where you should go. You should hang out in Calgary.
Maybe, but again, Montreal doesn't really. Sorry, I'm just gonna click my computer here. Montreal doesn't really have that. We kind of feel like we're our own.
Take a trip to Calgary.
Thing.
Do yourself a favor.
Maybe at some point.
Walk through the Calgary Zoo. It's nice.
Well, I enjoy. I enjoy doing stand-up in cities other than Montreal because the people are dumber.
So go.
They're.
What are you waiting for?
And by the way, the people in Montreal are dumb, but uniquely dumb. They're just disconnected.
I got a place for you to hang out at. If you need a place to stay, I got a friend.
Fantastic. His
name is Jake Hirsch.
Oh, I know Jake. I met him once. He's the Canadian Cris Italia.
No.
Yeah.
No, there's no Canadian version of me.
There's no.
Don't do that to him. It's not fair.
Okay. Well,
he's a nice guy.
Well, when asking him to stay at his place,
I'll to insult him like that.
Insult him? No.
Yeah.
I think you would take it as a compliment.
No.
Everyone in Canada wants to be the Canadian version of whatever insert thing in the States is.
That's not true.
I would say so. Yeah.
There's people that love where they're from in Canada.
Look, man. I do. I love where I'm from, but I'm telling you, I've noticed there isn't a ton of Canadian patriotism where I'm from, where people say I'm proud to be a fucking Canadian.
You know what I do to Jake all the time?
What do you do to Jake?
I go, Jake,
Yeah.
Where's my money, Jake? Where's my money?
What does he say?
You know where that's from?
I'm 27 years old.
Horrible.
When is that from?
I need my money, Jake.
You gotta help me out. And by the way, there's people listening that don't
Where's
know.
my money, Jake?
There's people listening that don't know what that is either.
Do you want to go to jail? You want to go home?
You're really losing me.
I want to go home, Jake. Take me home. You don't know that?
You gotta help me out. No, nothing you do is gonna jog my memory. Nothing.
Training day.
Oh, okay. Never seen it. With what, Denzel? Is that with Denzel?
You just said I never saw it.
I never seen Training Day.
Oh.
There's a lot of movies that I haven't seen that I feel like I should have.
Fucking guy, man.
I know.
It's horrible.
I watch I watch like old Italian cinema. I'm a cunt. I watched Mamma Roma last week.
Italian cinema.
Yeah, Pasolini. He was a philosopher. Yeah, I've never seen Training Day. I want to see Denzel be a cop. Like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. I want to see Denzel shoot people.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay.
He won an Oscar for it.
Oh, okay. I thought that. To be honest, you're gonna hate me. I don't even know what Denzel Washington looks like anymore.
Oh my God, he's in Gladiator 2. There's commercials everywhere.
I haven't seen it yet. Why is he in Gladiator 2? Why do they have a black guy in Gladiator?
Why not?
I don't know if it's historically accurate. It might be.
Historically,
there
weren't African American royals.
They would have been African American. That's a bullshit
people that
term.
came to power. Of course there were.
What does he play?
I don't know. Why don't you watch it?
I would play the Zulu King. I have no clue.
This guy has no respect for Black America.
So, I mean,
not only did you toe the line with the indigenous culture of Canada, you're saying you're racist right now because you don't like Denzel. And, a mark against Denzel is racism.
I have a tenuous past with the indigenous community in Canada, so we don't have to.
Doesn't include Denzel.
We don't have to go.
We don't have to go after Denzel.
Speaking of people fucking ruffling feathers, did you see what Zaniolo did the other day? Speaking of people that have no respect,
Zaniolo's a whack job.
He is a whack job.
He's always been a whack job.
But I'll tell you why he's a whack job.
Everyone kisses his ass because they think he's this big white hope for Italy, but he's.
What'd you call him? A white hope?
Big white hope.
A big wide hope.
White.
What does that mean? Is that an expression?
He's
a white guy. Is that what you're referring to?
There's a lot of guys nowadays on the Italian team. They're a mixed culture.
Oh, okay. You think that's why people like him?
Yeah. They take so much pride in him.
Maybe.
They wanted him to work out so bad. He was supposed to be the next big star. Totti, all these other. They compared him to all these other guys.
Well, here's why I think his problem is. I think the reason he's nuts is because his mom is a smoke show. Have you seen his mother?
So is Skamanka's mom. Ever seen Skamanka's mom?
He's also a nut job. He's also crazy.
He's not crazy.
He has neck tattoos.
No, he's an entitled kid who's spoiled.
Well, I mean, Skamanka's father's actually crazy. He's like certifiably nuts.
He's the one.
He
shattered all the cars in the parking lot. All the windows.
He went with a tire iron to the Roma parking lot.
And just fucking broke all the windows of all the exotic cars.
Wearing his son's Sassuolo tracksuit.
That's right. How dare you leave Sassuolo? They're now in Serie B.
Yeah.
Because you left.
But I don't have a problem with Zaniolo doing that. I actually don't have a problem with him doing that at all. He's kicking them while they're down.
Listen.
And that's fun.
You don't have a problem with him doing it. He did that because he doesn't have moments.
He doesn't have moments, but that's a real moment for him. Like he scored a big goal for Atalanta against his former club. But they really sent him on a curtailing spin.
He rarely has moments. So yeah, sure. When you do something that big, go for it. Fuck you.
Sure.
But I mean, let's be honest. He's not. He's nowhere near where we thought he was gonna be.
Well, I mean, we're experimenting with other guys now. We were talking about Daniel Maldini before. This is actually what made me say you got to come on the pod right now. You got heated talking about Daniel Maldini.
Stop it, dude. He's a good kid. I don't have anything against him. I hope he works out. I hope he gets better.
Well, what you were saying before was you think he's only in the team because...
Of course he is.
The Italian national team we're referring to, not Monza. You were saying you only think he's in the Italian national team because we're throwing Paolo, his father, a bone.
Yes.
Yes. Here's why I don't think that's the case. Here's why I don't think that's necessarily the case.
You're so out of line right now.
I'm saying it's possible, but I think it's been relatively meritocratic. Like he's actually having a pretty good season.
They want to keep Maldini happy.
But to what end? They called him up twice.
To what end?
They called him up over two breaks.
We'll take care of your kid every once in a while, but nothing meaningful games.
Well, by the way, that's probably how a lot of people feel about the way you treat me. Like, yeah, we'll take care of the kid. He's a good kid. Then people go, is he any good? Do you have a tape? You're like, yeah, just send him on your show.
That's it. Take my word.
Take my word. He's a good kid. But like in my case,
you got a problem with the way I pitch you?
No. I mean, no. I like to believe it's meritocratic. I like to believe it's sort of earned.
There you go.
Paolo shows a glimmer of something.
Listen, I told you, I'm not saying he's not talented, but he's certainly not ready to play at that level.
I don't know if I agree. He actually looked pretty good when we
great. I'm glad he's making the most of his opportunities.
He just hasn't been playing a ton the last month.
But let's be honest. He's not there because of his tremendous.
I think it is.
No, it's not.
Pull up his stats. I really do
Go
think.
ahead, pull up his stats. Let's go.
It would have to be you. The laptop's all the way over there.
All right,
Just pull him up. But I think that he's like actually not. He's actually not incompetent.
I didn't say that he was.
But I think he's actually a guy who, when I see play, I think he's able to take the step up because he's so used to being a protagonist in the team he plays for. He's become a focal point in their attack at Monza. And when he came on a couple of occasions over 2 international breaks, 2. So he got called up again a second time, meaning they liked him in training the first time. Okay, he wanted the ball. He created something. So I like that. He's not a slouch. He's not a slouch. I think he's there on decent merit. What are you looking up? How many goals he's scored this season? He's a winger. He creates opportunities. He doesn't even have to necessarily fucking score.
You told me to look him up. Let's go.
I was a little vague. I wasn't specific about what I wanted you to do. I want you to look up his stats on his Wikipedia page. If you go to career statistics,
all right.
Okay, look up how many goals he's been putting up. He's been crescendoing slowly. He's been slowly crescendoing, and by the way, like last year, Andrea Colpani got called up a couple times. He hasn't been getting called up since. This could be another one of those cases. He's like a capable player. He's been playing all right at Fiorentina. He hasn't got called up since. I don't know. He's made the most. Listen, maybe the name gets you over the line slightly because there's a subconscious bias.
Of course,
but he's made something of it.
Dude, he has a total of 8 career goals.
8 career? Does he really only have 8 career goals?
In 62 games.
4 last year. Well, he's a winger. He's been playing regularly in Serie A over 2 seasons now. Kind of. I don't know.
He was on loan to Spezia, loan to Empoli. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, he played 7. He couldn't crack the Empoli lineup. 7 games he played in.
He cracked the Monza lineup where they like young white Italians.
18 games in Spezia. Come on.
Well, yeah.
And now he's not playing in Monza.
He hasn't for 2. He came on as a sub, I think, last weekend, which isn't, whatever.
Whoa.
It's not great. But I just
look. All I'm saying is,
romance isn't dead.
I'm saying is because of the name and because of the legacy, they said, hey, let's bring the kid up. Let's see what he can do. Okay. When it counts, he won't be on the team.
Well, it is crazy to play him over Chiesa.
Okay, but that's because
if you're gonna play a wide guy, it is crazy.
That's because these games don't really count. No one gives a shit about Nations League, right?
Right.
Certainly not them. And they figured, you know what? Let's experiment with some younger players, some different players. California can't play, and all these other guys can't play. Let's bring some people in. Let's see what this kid's got. He's got his father's name. He's got some talent, but he hasn't really been given a chance. Now you're telling me, when they're playing Germany in the next game, that he's going to be in the starting lineup?
It feels like a bit of a long shot.
He's going to be coming off the bench?
It feels like a bit of a stretch. Yeah.
He's not.
No, but like Davide Fratesi was not really a household, name a couple years ago. He got given it.
Fratesi's worked his ass off. He's made huge leaps.
Yeah.
I mean, when I started talking about Fratesi the first time I was on this podcast, and I said, hey, he has to be on the team. He has to be on the team because you see his progress.
Well,
both internationally and on his club team.
Here's what I want to say. So to give you an example, like Davide Fratesi doesn't even play all the games or all the minutes at Inter. He doesn't play every.
No, he doesn't. It's a mistake. And when he was
it's working for them.
When he was at Sassuolo, he was a big reason for Raspadori and Scamacca's success.
But hang on. The role he's found.
You know how badly Scamacca wanted Fratesi to come with him to West Ham? He was lobbying for it.
Well, they're the same birth year. They're both from Rome. They both.
But he was lobbying for it because he just needed the comfort of having him with him in his lineup.
Well, they're both born in '99. They're both from Rome. They both came through the same youth setups. They both played at youth level.
Everybody loves playing with him.
I'm just giving you an example. I'm just giving you an example of Fratesi as a guy who. Okay.
But he surpassed in my mind.
Let me finish.
But he surpassed in my mind Barella and all those guys.
Well, they play different roles. I just look
any of those midfielders.
Well, hang on. So the thing with Fratesi is he's 3 years older than Maldini, and 3 years ago it would have been unfathomable for him to get into the team. He slowly made his way in. Yeah, he slowly made it.
But he did. He was in those lineups 3 years ago.
He's been in for about 2 years, I think. He's been getting in for about 2 years. I'm just saying. Look. Maldini's been rumored to be, maybe in talks to leave Monza at some point. If he's able to kind of continue
Legacy.
positive form, maybe. But what I'm saying is, I think whether he plays against Germany in this hypothetical situation is entirely dependent.
There's a
on...
gentleman's agreement with Milan and Monza that he'll be sold back to Milan if he turns out to be.
Well, fucking great. God bless.
But that's not gonna happen.
Well, I don't know where he fits into the Milan team.
He doesn't.
But maybe he doesn't.
Which is why they will say they went to Monza and said, "Hey, take him."
Okay, but if
we want him back in
but
2 years if he's fucking developing.
You wouldn't want to see him at Atalanta, for example.
He'll never make that team.
Probably not, but
never make that team.
But
he'd be on the bench.
Well,
riding the bench.
He wouldn't make the team worse. Wouldn't make the team worse
because he wouldn't be playing.
Well, no, but he wouldn't make it. But he would make the team better.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, if they added
You think way too much of this kid because just like me, I love the legacy of the name.
I'm trying to be unbiased. I'm telling you.
But you're not. It's impossible. It's impossible to be unbiased when it comes to a Maldini.
No, I'm biased.
A Maldini is like a fucking...
Dude.
A Maldini is royalty for us.
I'm biased.
He's one of the greatest players we've ever seen.
Chris, I'm biased based on the way he played in the last game he played for us. That's it. Look.
You're grasping at straws.
Perhaps.
He had one good game in a game that meant nothing. Against Israel, you talking about?
It didn't mean nothing. No, it was against... I don't remember.
Who was it? Belgium?
We played against...
France? They looked like shit against France, so it couldn't have been France.
It was against... It
had to be Israel.
It was in the last break against Belgium and France. He played in at least one of the...
Belgium, the team that can't get it together. He had a great game against Belgium.
Am I misremembering? Am I fucking misremembering, dude? Did we play Israel in the last break?
I think we did.
I don't think we did.
I'm pretty sure we did. We tied. Oh, no, we're not tied. We beat them 2-0.
I'm not sure we did. No. We played Israel in September and October.
Whatever.
Okay,
Whether it was Belgium or Israel, it certainly wasn't France.
Look, dude. Look. The reason I'm giving you the example of Fratesi is to just say, like, he's a guy who's got technical quality. Okay. Hang on. Just let me finish. He's a guy who has technical quality. Okay. Who has been put in the right position to succeed with the Italian national team. In the summer, at right wing, it wasn't it. He's not a right winger. He's a guy who can float forward from deep midfield. And he makes runs from deep. He's not the best technically, but overall, his ability to fucking find space in the box is impressive. Okay. And he's established himself.
He's a kid with no position. That's what you're telling me.
No, he has a position.
What position is that? Tell me what that position is.
Well, you would call it a mezzala, which is a douchey way of saying, like, kind of like a midfielder that kind of plays a little centrally but floats up and supports.
Like Raspadori.
No, not like Raspadori. More like...
That's how it sounds like to me.
No, it's not. More like Claudio Marchisio, the way he used to play.
So you're talking... In this current system...
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
In this current system, is he the one jumping up from midfield to forward?
He's not the one. He's a guy who...
Or is he in the midfield 5 or 4, whatever it is?
He's in the midfield. He's usually in the midfield 5, and he floats. It's fluid.
He has no position. You're telling me something.
He has a non-binary position.
He has no position.
Well,
and that means they don't know what the fuck to do with the kid.
No, they do. No, they do.
They don't. Not in this system. Not in Spalletti's
Are we talking about Fratesi here?
We're talking about Spalletti and...
Are we talking about the same guy?
I thought we were talking about Maldini.
No, I'm talking about Fratesi.
I thought you were talking about Maldini.
No. So that whole thing got lost.
Fratesi's he can play anywhere.
No, hang on. No, Daniel Maldini is a whole other thing. He plays as a more advanced... he plays as an advanced playmaker who's a little bit more of an attacker who doesn't drop as deep and he kind of plays out on the wing. He floats.
But then, who wants that? He's nowhere near any of the better. He's not better than Moises Keane.
Oh no, on the ball he is.
No, he's not.
On the ball he is. This is where it gets weird because Moise Keane's a guy who's been scoring goals.
He's not better than Gnonto.
He's not better than Gnonto. That's a crazy way you pronounce his name, but yeah.
I pronounce the G because I've heard it's pronounced.
Anyway.
Ginotto.
No.
I've heard Ginotto.
Yeah.
I've heard Ginotto.
Willie Ginocchio. Willie
Anyway,
kneecap.
he's not better than him. I'd take him any day over fucking Maldini.
Yeah, you're right, and he's younger. You're right. He takes guys on better, but they play differently. Gnonto's a burst of energy, and Maldini holds play up a little more, and Yeah, he holds up.
He's not better than Cambiaso or whatever.
He's not better than Cambiaso, but
Okay,
Cambiaso,
which is the guy they're using on the wing.
yeah, Cambiaso's very fluid though. He's a guy who could play as a right back. He plays a right winger. He plays a full-on right winger.
And guess what? Maldini can't do that.
No, but that's what
Because he's a guy with no position.
Look, I don't have an issue with bringing him into the team like we've done. I think
I am all for it.
there's been a good crop of new faces.
I want a Maldini to succeed. So if you want to give the kid a fucking
But he
blow,
has been. He has
give
been.
the kid a blow.
He has
Let's
been.
do
He's had a good season.
That's fine. He's not had a good season.
He has.
Where do you see this?
He had a great start to the season.
Oh my God.
He had a great start to the season.
Yeah?
He got called up to the Italian national
Where's
team twice.
Monza right now?
I don't know. Toward the bottom.
Okay.
But, individually, he's going to jump ship.
Oh, yeah. He's made a big difference at Monza.
He's going to jump ship.
Because, if they were any good, then he would be the reason, right?
Well, oftentimes, if you play for a dog shit team, you kind of, which they're not dog shit, but where are they at in the standings? I don't even know where they're at right now. Insignificant. But oftentimes, if you play for a lower level team, you get more playing time and you get to be more of a protagonist, right? And then you get given a chance to step up to a bigger team, and then you either take the opportunity or you don't.
More importantly, how did he do under 21, under 23?
So this is where he kind of jumped the line a little bit there.
Oh,
yeah.
Why would he have jumped the line? I wonder.
Well, how many caps does he have at U21 level? Look it up. I need you to look shit up. I need you quicker, man.
I'm your producer now.
Well, yeah. Yeah. By the way, that's the better move than getting a guy to come in right now and hate you.
No one would hate me. They all love me. They all follow me.
They follow you.
Yeah, because I give them opportunities.
Yeah, like lemmings.
No, not lemmings. I promote them. I give them more responsibility. They feel good about themselves. They make more money. That's the way it goes. I don't know why it's not working.
All right. Look, so it doesn't matter. Fuck where Monza is in the table. I just want to know. Just go to Maldini's Wikipedia and plop it right there. While you pull that up, there's a story making the rounds. I'm actually gonna pull this up here. So, Edoardo Bovè. Poor kid. How's it pronounced? Bovè. I think it's an accent on the E. Edoardo Bovè.
Last game, Daniel Maldini.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
45 minutes, one shot.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
How many caps at U21 level does he have? Just tell me that. Go to his Wikipedia, please. Daniel Maldini Wikipedia.
I don't think they have that information.
How old are you? Go Daniel Maldini Wikipedia.
I don't think they have that information.
Of course they do.
3 fucking caps.
3 caps at U21 level.
All right.
What year?
21.
In 2021.
Yeah. 3 fucking caps. All right.
And 1 goal. All right. Well, okay. Fine.
You're telling me this is not a legacy play?
It's not ideal, but it's
I
the
can't
stats
believe
don't
you're
back it
still
up.
going to say that this guy is not there because of his father.
It's all to play for. It's all to play for.
Look, I'm with you.
The opportunity's there for him, and it's deserved.
Anything Maldini.
Yeah.
I want anything Maldini to be successful.
Now, I got news for you.
I wish that this kid just sprouts into the best player in the world.
So by the way, you're talking about human psychology here. Subconscious bias.
Subconscious is
okay.
Paolo was the greatest Italian player of all time.
I'm going to tell you something.
And I hope his son is like half the player.
I'm going to tell you something. In a year's time, Edoardo Bovè, if he's able to come back to play football, he's going to have gotten capped by the Italian national team for the same reason.
They're going to give him a chance.
They're going to give him...
Because they feel like,
they're going to give him a cap.
This kid almost died.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
That's okay. It's fine.
You do it. You're carrying him
It's respectful.
You're carrying him as a 23rd player.
It's respectful. It's honestly respectful.
Okay, but that's fine.
Keep Calafiori happy. They're buddies.
I mean, they never brought Emerson back, but fuck them. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah. And he never will come back. It's over. That shit's
just retarded.
Well, you're a West Ham fan. You're looking at
I'm not
blinders on.
Just a West Ham fan. I'm an Italy fan.
Yeah.
That understands and watches every one of his games.
Yeah, they don't need him. They don't need him.
Sure.
He's not better than Di Marco. He's not.
I'm not saying he's better than Di Marco, but he'd be great to come off the bench and spell Di Marco when he needs a rest.
So is Udoge. Udoge's got more upside. He's 8 years younger. Yeah. He's 8 years younger.
I'd rather win. How about that?
Udoge's been
fine. You
fine.
never put Udoge in a position where you need him to help you win. They've never done that.
He's number 2 right now, though. Di Marco can't
But
play.
they've never put him in when they need him. They need him.
He was injured at the Euro. He's not really been given a shot.
He's not that good. He comes off the bench in Tottenham too. Tottenham stinks. If you can't break that starting 11, there's something wrong with you.
He is breaking that starting 11.
He's not. He doesn't start.
Doesn't he?
Nope.
He's playing most minutes for them.
No,
I think last I checked, I thought he was. But look, so Edoardo Bovè. The thing with him is, the thing with Bovè is, footballers are gonna have heart attacks. It's just what it is. Like, it's been a thing forever. Like, it's been a thing for a very long time that you have guys that collapse on the pitch. It's happening more now, probably because of the COVID shot. Like, realistically, it seems to. Blood clots, myocarditis, all that bullshit.
You're gonna blame this on Moderna?
So I don't know. The thing is, that's everyone's first thought. But the thing is, we got to remember, like, there used to be players whose hearts were just duds, and they would fail tests all the time, and they would be forced to retire.
Heart failure happens in sports all the time.
You remember Alexei Cherepanov?
Yeah,
the Rangers prospect.
Yes.
Died in Russia on the bench.
Yeah.
It happens, okay? Now, here's the thing.
Happens in basketball, happens in football.
Yes. Now, here's the thing. We think now that it's only because of the COVID shot. We're going to blame it on Moderna naturally. But apparently, this has been going on for a while. People have always had cardiac issues in sport.
Pistol
and
Pete
sometimes
died in a pickup game.
Sure. And we forget that these guys exist that have cardiac issues. And now it's come out.
What was the guy in...
I want to read something.
What was the guy in... What was that, Switzerland? 2 years ago? Ericsson?
Oh, Denmark. Yeah.
Denmark, sorry.
Sure. Well, that might have been the jab. We don't actually know. We don't know. Like, he'd never failed. I don't think he'd ever failed any medicals or anything.
You think that was COVID?
I don't know.
Or you think that was...
I don't know.
It's not moving.
Hang on. So
it's not going up and down.
Here's the thing. What's not going up and down?
No,
No, it's good. No, our audio levels, they're fine. Okay, so I want to read this here. Now, apparently, Edoardo Bovè might have actually always had a cardiac issue, and it's come to light now because of a leak. I'm going to read a headline here for us. Investigation after Lazio claimed current Serie A player failed a 2019 cardiac medical. All right. Corruption, Italy, perfect.
You can't trust Italian doctors.
You can't trust Italian doctors, and here's why. An investigation has been opened after Lazio medic Ivo Pulcini, it's a wild name, Ivo
Puccini,
claimed a current Serie A player failed a medical in 2019 and was, quote, not fit to play football. Due to cardiac anomalies, this unnamed player was apparently not allowed to play, or shouldn't have been allowed to play, but he was allowed to play anyway. Pulcini has now denied ever making these statements, which were published in Il Messaggero newspaper.
That's not a newspaper. Come on.
It is.
No, it's not.
No, it is. It's one of the most respected newspapers in the country. It is.
It's a rag.
It's not. It quite literally, I think, is one of the most circulated, if not the most circulated paper in the country. Or one
More than OG?
Yeah, 100%. Are you laughing at me because I'm wrong, or are you laughing at me because you made up OG? I've never heard of OG.
You never heard of OG?
No.
Oh, wow.
All right, we're back. The mics kept cutting. But so what the fuck? Like what the fuck? What are we supposed to make of this here then? Because the doctor's coming out now claiming he never said that. I don't believe him.
I would imagine what would happen was everybody comes together and they tell the player, look, this is the situation. And the player says, is there any way we can, get me on the field?
Well, right.
And they'll do anything. They'll sign waivers. They'll sign whatever. Just to fucking cover this up and go back and play with their boys.
So, by the way, he's claiming he never said it. Here's what was quoted in Il Messaggero, which is crazy to quote him if he never said it. Okay. Now, Lazio chief medic Ivo Pulcini has caused controversy with an interview in Il Messaggero newspaper where he suggests the tests are not being implemented correctly. By the way, it's not exactly clear whether it's being implied that Bovè was the player in question. All right, we're back. Okay, so I lost my place. We were fucking
talking about this fucking Fugazi doctor.
We were talking. So let's see. So okay, let me pull this up here. I don't know what I've read or what I haven't read. Maybe
our then director Igle Tare wanted him
what
at all costs. So we took.
What did you just read?
I don't know, some WAP name.
Where? Oh my God, what are these fucking names? Ivo Pulcini is the doctor quoted. By the way, so he's quoted as having said in Il Messaggero. Okay, there's a quote.
Again, a Fugazi newspaper.
Not a Fugazi newspaper. 100% a legitimate
It's
newspaper.
better than OG.
Is OG even a real newspaper? Or are you
Of
just
course
fucking
it
around?
is. Look it up.
You look it up.
What's the other one? Sportivo dello Sport or whatever?
Gazzetta dello Sport.
Gazzetta dello Sport. All right, so look, this guy, listen, what happens in most situations is someone's paid off to shut the fuck up
You think that's what happened here?
because the player wants to play.
But here's the thing: we don't know the
And
player.
the player's willing to sign whatever it takes.
We don't know the player that
that-
it was. So just to be clear, he's quoted here as
Any
having
player.
said. He's quoted as having
Any
said.
player will
Yes.
put their health as the lowest thing as the total pole.
But here's the thing.
'Cause all they want to do is play.
Okay, but here's the thing. In 2019, Edoardo Bovè, okay, if we're talking about him, was 17 years old, 16 or 17 years old. So he wouldn't have even been a fucking, legal adult. So
I'm
I don't
not
know what
saying
the
it's him.
laws.
It could
It
be
was
anybody.
probably someone else. But he's quoted. This doctor is quoted as having said, in 2019, I examined a very important player who is now doing very well and is currently playing in Serie A. I found he was not fit to play football. Well, what the fuck? Look, so we don't know what's going on here with this story. We don't know if the player in question was actually Bovè or if it was another guy. And if it was another guy who's currently playing in Serie A, then it's like first of
But
all,
it doesn't matter because they would have treated the situation the same.
first of all, like if it's another player in Serie A, say it's not Bovè.
You think Bovè is the only guy
No,
in Serie A
no.
that has heart condition?
I think they run tests, and here's the thing: I think they do run tests, and they have
make
diagnostics
players-
on
and
everyone.
They make players sign waivers if
Well,
they want to.
it's also
they wanna
why-
just say fuck it.
Well, it's also why. No, but here's the thing. So the reason why players do medicals is because clubs don't want a player to die and you lose the investment.
Clubs don't care.
No, they do.
As if the player's good with it, they don't care. They'll
No,
put,
dude,
they'll
Kevin.
put anybody out
No,
there.
Kevin Danzo from Lens. His fucking transfer to Roma failed in the summer because of a cardiac issue.
Right.
Because if it had gone through, and he fucking, this was him, then Roma's down a defender, and they have 30
Now, if
million
Roma
in
really wanted
the
him
bucket.
and said,
Well,
you know what?
They want to healthy him. They
He's
do
good,
it under
he's
the
good enough not to worry about the heart condition.
Well, but if he failed the test, they're not going to play. That's the
So
point.
they have better standards.
Maybe, but the point is this. The point is, I don't know why is this guy coming out and saying this now? Because it's like
Because he's telling you that this is a problem in this.
Well, but he's
There's a
saying
problem.
he contributed to the problem. He's like, I
Yes,
identified this
probably
guy.
because he got paid off.
But that's my point. And he's kind of rubbing his balls in our face a little
I
bit.
got a doctor named Dr. D'Agostino, all right?
Yeah.
This fucking guy is he's like the craziest fucking doctor, right?
Okay.
He's Italian. You can't trust him.
Yeah.
He'll do a whole workup on me, and as I'm leaving the office, he'll say, "Oh, by the way, you might have diabetes." I'll see you next time.
By the way, it doesn't take a.
Now-
with all due respect,
Now,
it doesn't. It doesn't.
now, listen to me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Don't wait till the fucking me leaving to give me that news.
But Chris, to be fair, it doesn't take like a Jew doctor to look at you and say there's a chance you
First
might
of
have
all,
diabetes.
I have no cholesterol issues. I have no high blood pressure issues. So it would be hard to fucking understand that a person who's never had any of that in their family.
Chris, I don't believe that you don't have high blood pressure right now.
don't.
When you talk
don't.
and your veins bulge, I
It's just because I'm Italian.
I don't know. So you have ulcers, but you don't have high blood pressure.
No.
Okay. Well, God
is
bless.
what it is.
The pipes are lubed up and
I
running.
don't have a
smoothly.
heart problem either.
God bless.
So what it
Here's what's funny. You have a better heart than Edoardo Bovè.
But I'm telling you, my doctor stinks, just like this doctor. He doesn't care. He's just willing to fucking take a payoff. And that's exactly what happened.
But it's like, why
My
come out
doctor
and
gets paid off by pharmaceutical companies. I know that.
Sure, yeah.
Then he sends me to an ENT named Rapooch. You go see Rapooch yet? I'm like, yeah, I went to see Rapooch, okay? What the fuck is that? I go show up and I see this doctor. And he's wearing scrubs. And I look at him like, what is this?
Yeah.
He's wearing scrubs and he's got the fucking chest hair coming out. And I go,
What am I doing here?
what is this? He goes, oh, I'm Dr. Rapoochie. I'm like, are you Dr. Rapoochie? I mean, you got a fucking cross necklace, like fucking bouncing off your chest hair.
Go make cacio pepe.
You think I'm going to want to get checked out by you?
Yeah. Yeah, because by the way, Dr. Rapooch.
And by the way, his nickname is Rapooch.
Yeah.
So now I got to go be checked out by fucking Dr. Dag.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Dr. D'Agostino and Dr. Rapucci
and
are in cahoots
Dr.
with each other.
Rapucci,
They're
exactly.
in cahoots with each other.
And you know they're telling each other shit. Let's milk this guy for everything.
Yeah.
So as I'm leaving the office, if he says you may have diabetes, that's milking me. He's just milking me.
He's planted a seed for the future.
He's milking me to come back next week so I can pay another fucking office visit. And I go, what are you talking about?
And by the way, he's not thinking that someone who respectfully, is in your state of health that looks like you would dare to even question that diagnosis.
By the way, I've known people that look like you and have fucking diabetes.
I believe you, but if you look like you and a doctor says you might have diabetes, he's probably banking on you saying, all right, that makes sense, because most people would believe it.
This guy. By the way, I went to another doctor. Guess what?
He said,
no diabetes.
No diabetes.
All right?
Well, hey, you know what? Medicine is a real...
Italian doctors are crooked. They've always been crooked.
And you know what?
You can't trust them.
You can't trust them.
They got names like Rapooch.
And you can never... They have names like Ivo.
Here's the thing. It really sounds like evil.
It does sound like evil. Evil. And here's the thing. Medicine's a very delicate thing. You think you know something, and then you find out that really Cris Italia is in better health than Edoardo Bovè.
That's right. I can run circles around him.
Yeah.
It's
unbelievable.
I can score.
It's unbelievable.
That's it. All I need is my Graviton Pumas, and I'll be fine.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But
hint.
But I don't understand why this doctor would come out now and like teabag us. He's teabagging us. He's almost rubbing. Like if he actually did just say that.
Because he already got the payoff.
But why bring light to it?
Because he didn't get paid off enough. They said, hey, if these guys
you
are
think
fucking...
You think maybe he's doing it
100%.
A lot.
He's saying, hey, these guys are hounding me.
You think this is a bat signal?
I know I'm going to be on their investigation. Either you pay me fucking more and shut the fuck up.
Because there's more down the pipeline.
Or I'm going to start talking. And that's exactly what happened.
This guy could get killed.
Talking.
This guy could get killed. Because maybe it's like a bat signal or a pussy flare being thrown up.
No,
he's throwing a flare up to the people that have paid him off to keep other things under wraps to say, hey, look at this. If you don't pay me more, I sang about this one and I'll sing again. Maybe there's like dozens of these guys.
That's why you got to bring in German doctors.
They can't tell a lie.
Jewish doctors, they don't. They're bad at it.
They're too robotic.
That's right.
Your wife is German.
I switched to Jewish doctors.
Well, the problem is there's no Jews in Italy.
I also switched to, I think, an Arab doctor too, Dr. Khan.
I like Arab doctors. I don't know. Italian doctors fuck with me a little bit too. I'm not, you got to have your guard up. So this guy continued. So look, what I like about this whole story is
he's washing his hands of it.
Well, he named names also. He named names.
He's a fucking rat.
He said, our then director, Militare, which is it sounds like military. Militare. These fucking first names are from outer space. Our then director, Militare, wanted him at all costs. So, by the way, this is Lazio the club, not Lazio the region that Rome is in. So that's why he's talking about, I guess, fucking club director. Our then director, Militare, wanted him at all costs. So we took him to 3 different clinics for checks, but they all came back with the same answer. Now Figici prosecutor Giuseppe Chine has opened an investigation to find out who it is and whether any steps were skipped in the testing process. There are already those checking the dates and suggesting that it could be a reference to current Milan defender Stanja Pavlovic, who failed a medical test with Lazio in 2019 when he was still at Partizan Belgrade, where, to be fair, the tests may not be... They're very anal in Italy, though. Like, Eriksson... So the thing with Eriksson is, Christian Eriksson in 21, when he had that issue and he had to have, like, an artificial defibrillator put in, he was no longer eligible to play in Italy. It's a rule. You can't do that. But he was able to go play in England. Daley Blind had to leave.
Everybody's got different rules.
I think Daley Blind was playing in Italy at one point, if I recall correctly. Don't remember who for. It was years ago. Also had to leave for I think the same reason, and he just signed for Ajax.
Right.
Like where they just have a lower threshold.
Where someone would take a payout.
And yet, with the tests as stringent as they are, this kid has the cardiac issue on the pitch, has to, collapses, has to be rushed to hospital, saved, put into a fucking induced coma, and he's awake now, thank God. Okay, so the mics keep cutting out. It's almost like, maybe it's Moderna.
The jab.
Maybe. I feel like I'm having a cardio. When I listen back to the mics right now, and my shit isn't getting synced, and in my headphones, I
look
hear.
at me. I'm perfectly calm.
I hear, but when I hear my own audio on like reverb, I feel like I'm having an aneurysm right now. Maybe it's the jab acting up. Maybe it hears me right now, and there's someone pressing a button trying to fuck with me. So look, the mics keep fucking up and cutting out. We got more pods coming from New York. I think we're gonna have to end. I think they're trying to silence us. We're gonna have to end it there because, again, like every 45 seconds,
shut us down.
Maybe every 45 seconds, the pod mics cut out. In any second now, it's gonna happen again. Like over the last 10 minutes, every minute, there's been a fucking issue with the mics, and they keep cutting out. We have to fucking restart or resume our conversation. It's been fine now since I called Moderna out for their tricks. I don't know. Do you think the guy that was pressing the button that's been fucking with us is sweating fucking bullets right now with the earpiece?
Found us out.
They're disseminating it.
This guy's Sam. We gotta take him down.
There's gonna be 200 fucking watts.
There's too much attention on us right now.
So I mean, I don't know. Look, we are gonna end the pod now. I'm serious. We are gonna end the pod now. Like, fuck it. The mics are being all fucked up. Follow me at I'm Sam Adamo if you want. Sub to the pod. Do your thing. But look. So. Look, I don't know. The tests in Italy are stringent. It's a miracle that the guy was even allowed to play, unless it's what you're saying, and there are corrupt doctors.
Of course, there are corrupt doctors. Everything we know about Serie A.
But also, let him die.
There's a history of corruption.
But let him.
Different?
Dude, if you've been playing your whole life, if you're as close as this guy is to playing, in Serie A, at that point, risk your life.
When Pistol Pete collapsed and died. Okay, legendary basketball player. The doctors said that it was a miracle that he lived that long, because he could have died at any time on the court.
By the way, what was Pistol Pete gonna do if he wasn't playing basketball? Be a mailman.
Exactly.
Like, fuck it.
He was bred to be a basketball player.
Like, fuck it. Who gives a shit?
That's why he didn't care about his health conditions.
No, that's fair.
Right.
Now, if only he could have had a heart as strong as yours.
Now, if you take one of these kids that's been trained to do nothing else but play soccer since the age of 2, right? And they're told your career might end short because you got these heart issues. Are you willing to waive it? Are you willing to sign waivers? To a man, all of them will sign it.
Yeah, I think if it's a youth product, then it's like, sign the waiver. But if it's a signing, there's no signing of the waiver because the team won't sign off on it because they're not going to pay the money. But if it's a youth product player, if it's a youth player,
which is what's happening.
It costs no money.
That's right.
He's already ours.
The only money that's
if he dies, he's
the only thing that it costs is to pay off to the doctor. That's it.
That's all it costs. Well, anyway, he'll be playing for Italy. He'll be starting a game at MetLife.
Legacy.
Yeah. He'll be starting a game at MetLife in 2 years.
That's right.
There's a chance that happens. The World Cup final in a year and a half. He's going to be there at MetLife.
Let's hope Italy plays on the East Coast.
Well, yeah, they will. What are they going to play? Fucking Italy in San Francisco?
Yeah.
No.
There's a big Italian following in San Francisco.
No, they're going to play all the Italy games on the fucking East Coast.
See about that.
I mean, they're going to play all the fucking.
I'll be waiting for them at Newark Airport like I did in '94.
You imagine how demoralizing that is. You fucking fly into New York and you're like, here we go, and you're just in Newark.
I mean, that's what happened to them in '94. They were surprised at the greeting they got.
It's Paulie Walnuts greeting them.
We had about 1,000 people at the hangar when they came in. When they walked out that door, they were shocked. They didn't believe it. They didn't think there would be that many people. Just like in a roar set off. I remember Gianfranco Zola fell back because he couldn't believe it.
Well, he was a little guy too.
But he looked, whoa.
It was probably the decibel. That was probably like a physical anomaly where he
then we followed them to the bus and literally just crowded all of them. I had a very good chance at hitting Schilacci. What was the head coach at the time?
Sacchi.
I was very close to hitting him in the face. But then I said, you know what? Let's see what he does in this.
By the way, you know what's funny?
Let's see what he does in this tournament.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny?
They didn't disappoint.
If you did hit him, Baggio doesn't miss that penalty because of the butterfly effect. They're just, it's your fault.
Yeah.
There's no way that there's if Sacchi gets hit across the head, there's no way he goes into that bus thinking whatever he was otherwise thinking.
You don't think Baggio's going to take that kick no matter what?
Well, I think just the butterfly. It doesn't happen exactly. It's another timeline that plays out.
Or you think it was scored in regular time?
Maybe we beat Ireland if you hit him on the head and we take a different route to the final. I'm telling you. It's kind of your fault.
But you know what? I wouldn't trade that World Cup back. I mean, it was so exciting. The way they came back against Nigeria.
Before I was born.
Oh, that's right. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't think I know. I
Dude,
wasn't
just
even,
watch that Nigeria game.
I don't remember anything before 2005.
They were done. That Nigeria game. They were done.
I don't, dude. I literally
and they came back in the last minutes of the game, literally, and they won.
Yeah, it means nothing to me. I'm kind of familiar with the lore, but it doesn't conjure up anything for me.
It was one of the most incredible comebacks.
There are sentient kids. There are 18-year-old, fully formed, age of majority adults who have never. There are kids who've been born in Italy, 18 years old, who've never seen Italy win the World Cup.
Yeah, that's too bad for them.
So what were you gonna say?
There was at some point. We even got a red card. I don't know if you know about that. We were down a man and still won. We came back and scored 2 goals.
I do because I saw the Baggio documentary.
We came back and scored 2 goals down a man.
I remember the Baggio documentary, not the documentary, the biopic on Netflix.
I mean, Nigerian players felt so bad for us. They were hugging us every time, we were frantically trying to get back.
Because they were already out at that point.
Because Nigerians, we feel bad for you guys. It was a bad call. The red card was a bad call. And you don't deserve to be down a man. And they were trying to console the Italian players. We're with you on this, We want to play fair straight up too. But it was literally that. And Gianluca Zola's crying, walking off the field because he can't believe he ruined this whole thing. And the loss was going to be his. Right, it was gonna be his cross to bear.
You think maybe there's
fucking Baggio just fucking turns into a beast.
Do you think maybe there's
so much so that in the press conference after the game he was like, "What am I gonna do? I'm a god. These are my people." That's what he said.
Paolo Maldini played that game.
This is my world.
Paolo Maldini played in that game, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So do you think maybe
this is my world, my time?
Do you think
these are my people?
Do you think? There's a black hand maybe moving people toward Daniel Maldini so we could have another Maldini play in Newark or fucking MetLife.
It'll never happen. He'll never make that team.
You don't think he'll?
I'll bet you right now. You want to put money on it?
No, I don't. That's not something I'm comfortable putting money on.
I'll put $1 Canadian on it.
$1 Canadian?
Yes, right.
Put 60 cents US.
Yeah. Well, at the time, we'll see what it turns into at once. It might be straight up in that time.
At par? No, I would fucking love that. Yeah, Canada becomes the fucking 51st state like is rumored right now, which won't happen.
Trump's taking over.
Just do it, yeah.
I love the Canadians.
Fucking cuck our prime minister. He likes it.
I love the Canadian. Love the prime minister. Trudeau is a friend.
It's time to wrap the pod when we got comedy club owners doing Trump imitations.
I love the Canadians.
Alla prossima. Ciao.